Sharina, to really kick this off, I'd love to ask, what is the Utopia model, right? How do you explain it as if you're having a drink with someone, like happy hour style?
The Utopia model was really like, as we look at sustainability in more of a collective and working together, not only circularity in a circular economy, but
Hmm.
understanding that if we were to overcome some of these challenges that we were now facing post COVID, as far as supply chain, we'd have to figure out these models
Hmm.
and then how we could work together. So, through the Utopia model for us, it was to set a standard in what it looks like building a supply chain in new innovation.
Hmm.
So, we really set up companies singularly focused to satisfy the demand of our model.
Okay.
And that meant farming, processing, manufacturing, and distribution so that we were working together. And
Hmm.
we've continually proved that by bringing opportunity to clients that work with us since we are B2B. So now farming is actually used in the production of everyday items,
Hmm.
which is what we wanted to see. And that would help really be and show a sustainable model in that way.
Well, one of the things I want to ask, and I do want to have you back on the podcast to really dive into all this, because I feel like it's hard to do this in like a small fashion. But since we're here at the OnRamp conference, right, and this is a connections conference, it's a deal making conference, if you will, you've actually run in to startups to partner with here as well. It's not just aligning with VCs, there are other aspects. Can you share that story?
Yeah, for us, we got a taste of what this on ramp looked like.
Mm-hmm.
We actually had an opportunity to attend the event in Champaign, Illinois, the agribusiness conference. What we saw that I had not seen was these conferences that put all the stakeholders in the room. So you have startups, you have VCs, you have other industry experts that were there from also education learning institutions, economic development. So you have public sector, private sector, all in the same room. That's one thing that we're missing as we look at moving forward with innovation. And I feel like Generator and through the OnRamp conference gets it right and is more industry focused.
Yeah.
And to give an example of how, even for us, we look at our Utopia model working, we had an individual who was a startup. He was actually one of the presenters last night, pitched his electric bike. And they use a carbon fiber, and he was looking for a sustainable material used in 3D printing.
Mm.
Well, he had not found one, a 3D printer that had any type of materials that they were able to make a filament.
Mm.
So then another individual approached me after my presentation today, interested in using our material to turn on his extruder to make 3D filament.
So you got two examples then. You got an e-bike and an extruder 3D filament example.
Right. So
That's
for us, we stay in our lane. We stay
yeah.
in the lane of producing resins.
Mhm.
But what we did was connect them to each other. So now we will ship the manufacturer to make the filament, and the individual who makes the bike is going to send him the specs of what they need for the filament. So now you have basically manufacturing coming together and working together. Tomorrow, we actually, before we leave, we're going to visit one of those facilities
Mm.
to see what they have in play. So it can happen that instantly. What I like about OnRamp and what they do is this setting of, we often come together. Networking can be frustrating because it doesn't seem like the right people are always there and you're just pitching and throwing something out there. In these conferences, it allows you to network with more people that are in your industry or likely in a lane that makes sense. And I feel like Generator really gets it right in doing that.
Yeah, I love the industry focus. I love bringing together the entire ecosystem, not just one player, not just the suppliers. And it's cool that you have a story that illustrates why that is so important to wrap up this compilation of interviews we've been doing. So, Sharina, I just wanted to say thank you so much for jumping on the show.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. And I look forward to spending some more time with you.
Yes, I look forward to continuing this conversation in the future. Thanks again.
Alrighty. Thank you.